Welcome back to my channel, Gaming Etc. I'm your host, Etc. Dude, and today we're continuing our playthrough of Madokamagicaportable. That was my only hope left, the Kyoko chapter. In our last playthrough, we ended up seeing the turbulent ups and downs of Kyoko, basically, and her coming to Mitakihara City after Mami's death. We then saw her make her decision to risk it all for Sayaka. Homura viewed Sayaka as a lost cause, saying that her end is inevitable. Once she becomes a magical girl, it's no hope for her to ever be saved. She's doomed to die, and thus she is not fit for being a magical girl. Kyoko, of course, doesn't see that, and she sees this as a sense of hope, something that she hasn't had in a long time. Because of that, because of her wanting to help Sayaka, we are now reliving her past and learning the events that turned her to a magical girl. And near the end of the last playthrough, we got to see the events that turned her into a magical girl and how Kyubey preyed on her weaknesses and, just for lack of a better way to describe it, childhood ignorance. Kyubey has been doing this for a while, and so of course it understands what's the best method of pushing people towards becoming a magical girl. As Kyoko got her wish, then of course she has to deal with the other part, which is to deal with the witch, and we dealt with our first witch, which was HNLA, or Kristen. They're both the same witch, and that's where we stopped. So all that's left for us to do is continue, so let's go ahead and get started. Here we are on noon years ago, and it's the day after we beat our first witch with Kyoko. Kyoko had her first experience with dealing with witches, of course also dealing with familiars, and now we get to see the result overall of how her wish is going. We saw that when it came true, people started listening to her father, which was a priest, and coming to hear what he has to say. This changes their situation because without that, they were probably more than likely going to die. I'm not going to really sugarcoat that. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get started and figure out what's going on. The world is full of despair. Curses and hatred poisons people's hearts, but we must not give in to them. You're so amazing, Dad. We must overcome despair with the power of hope. Oh, that was such a great quote. That was a big turnout. Yeah, look at this. They're all listening to my dad very seriously. It's not just the old-timers. There are people who only heard the rumors and became believers. They're all listening with tears in their eyes. What do you think? You're glad you became a magical girl, right, Kyoko? Yep. I'm glad. I'm really good. Kyoko's emotionality increased by 20. Now it's nighttime on presumably the same day, still years ago, and we've seen that Kyoko's wish is turning out well. People are coming by the dozens to come listen to her father speak, and speak his new truth on his new religion. And it's just basically everything that she wanted. She, in her heart, believes that everything her dad says is correct, and is something people should listen to. Of course, you and I both know that that's not always necessarily the case, but Kyoko being young, she believes that this is it. This is reality. This is the way it should have gone because she believes in her father, and thus other people should believe in her father as well. But that's at least good for her that her wishes come true. But now, you know, they've thrown us into the wolves here, and looks like we have to go deal with another witch. So let's go ahead and get started. As one would expect, the area around the hospital at night is not that populated. On the other hand, it is the perfect place for a witch to put up barriers. Huh? Hold on, Kyubey. There's a woman on the roof. She's acting strange. I can't heal anymore. If I die, it'll make me feel better. I want to die. Let me die. I see. Looks like she's trying to kill herself. We can't be so careless. This is no time for analysis. Ow. She fell. Kyoko, hurry up and transform. I know. I won't let her fall. Yeah. Yeah. Nice catch. I can't believe you caught it in midair. You're amazing, Kyoko. Is she okay? She seems to be alright. She only passed out. Good. From looking at her, she's under the effect of a familiar. You're right. My soul gem. It's not very responsive. It's still a familiar's barrier. So what's the point? It means they don't carry a grief seed. I don't care about grief seeds. If we let it get away, someone else will end up like her, right? Besides, it would be even worse if she turned out to be a witch. We gotta nip this in the bud. With my dad in the front lines and me fighting behind, we're going to save this world. Good grief. This is quite the rare occurrence. Stop mumbling and let's get going. Well done, Kyoko. Thanks. Huh? What am I doing here? You seem to have noticed. Why don't you call out to her? I don't need a favor from her, so there's no need. I was just trying to help. I have to get back to the hospital room as soon as possible. I'm having surgery tomorrow. I managed to save someone's life. This job is not so bad after all. It's the morning after having dealt with the familiar's barrier, and Kyoko basically has this more of an enjoyment for being a magical girl because two things are going right. Her wish is going very well. People are coming by the dozens to come listen to her father speak his new truth about his new religion, and she's also saving lives as a magical girl, and that's basically a big part of it, is that the girls that make the wishes to become magical girls want to do their duty to save other people and protect them. And that happened last night. She saved someone's life from committing suicide by jumping off of a building. She took down a familiar's berry regardless of the fact that it does not give out grief seeds. But there's always one truth when it comes to familiar's berries. Usually a familiar does not come alone, so whereas there's a familiar, there's a witch. When that witch will appear, who knows? But anyways, let's continue on with the story. Dad, isn't this great? So many people showed up today. Oh, it's like everything that happened is a complete lie. Is this real? I thought I was dreaming. You can't say that again. This is not a dream. This is reality. I'm the one who made the wish, so it's true. By the way, Kyoko, you seem to be out a lot at night lately. What are you doing? Huh? Don't worry. It's nothing. I'm just meeting a friend. I see. Well, that's alright. Don't get me too worried, okay? Yeah, I got it. The sounds of the bells make me happy. It's like they're blessing us, right, Dad? You're right. It almost sounds that way. Dad looks happy. You know, Dad, I always knew there was a God. Are you happy being a magical girl? Yep. Even though I do end up in danger, I'm happy with this. I can eat a full meal and be happy with my family. That's all I have to say. Besides what? I have a more experienced partner named Mami. It's such a relief to know I'm not the only magical girl. We need more friends, and we need to protect the world together. Yes, that's a great idea. Maybe you can make it happen. I just want to say thank you. Eh? Why so? We are still here today because of you. That's why I'm saying thank you, Kyubey. In that case, you're welcome. It is now nighttime years ago, and our only option is Kyoko, and as you can see, we're going to fight a witch. And as I mentioned before, you know, where there's a familiar, there's a witch, and I'm guessing this is the actual witch to that familiar. As I keep mentioning, we're seeing that Kyoko loves her wish. Everything came true, and it came true as she expected it. People are listening to her father. Her life is back in balance. She's no longer living in a kind of self-induced poverty. The actions that her father had done before had created poverty for them. And that's just a weird way to phrase it, but they'd gotten excommunicated, and thus they were not getting any more income. Not sure what the mom was doing, but that's besides the point. And then she's also happy that she has Mami by her side. Mami is a veteran magical girl, and Kyoko likes the thought of having other magical girlfriends around to help her out. She's expressed this to Kyubey, saying, hey, we need more of these. And little does she know that to Kyubey this is perfect. More magical girls is exactly what Kyubey wants. But for other reasons. Of course, we have not quite figured out those reasons in any of our playthroughs. But as I do mention other times, if you read the manga, you watch the anime, you know exactly why. But anyways, let's go ahead and continue on and see what happens. Remember that last familiar we defeated? That means there's a witch who gave birth to it. That's right. They can't be that far away, so I'm assuming they're still here in town. Then we need to hunt it down. This time for good. Oh, there it is. It's giving the same reaction as before. It's also quite strong. Speaking of which, looks like we have our next lead. Over there. This is absurd. It's my home. Looks like a witch entered the church. Everyone. Mom, Dad. Dad, what are you doing with that knife? Are you trying to kill both of them? Don't get in the way, Kyoko. Yeah. Why is this happening? Everyone, we are ready. There are no more regrets in this world. Wherever Dad and Mom go, I'll go too. What's this nonsense you're all talking about? Kyoko, you will die with us. This is not good. They are completely taken in by the witch. Look at the markings on their necks. It's the witch's kiss. Quickly knock them out. Then we'll hurry up and get rid of the witch. Okay, I've got it. This is going to hurt a bit. I'm sorry. You did this to my family. I'll make you pay for this. Let's go. That was definitely a witch. This one was really tough. Kyoko, is that you? Why do you look like that? Dad? Oh shoot, he's conscious now, and I can't put my clothes back on. Was I passed out? Why is everyone here too? What do I do? How do I play this out? What happened? Kyoko, do you know? And what's with that outfit? Answer me, Kyoko. Kyoko, answer me. It's no use. I can't fake my way out of this. Dad, I want you to listen very carefully. I am a I'm a magical girl. Magic? Magical girl. We're granted one wish in exchange for signing a contract and being destined to fight witches. Did you say witches? Yeah, how do I put it? They're like bunches of despair, like how you always talked about. And that's what you were fighting? Yeah. If I may ask, was that what you were doing when you went out at night? Yes. No, I don't think so. I can't believe this. My own daughter fighting witches. However, Kyoko wouldn't have misled people with these kinds of lies. My dad is so confused. It can't be helped, right? So if this is true, Kyoko, what did you say you wished for? What wish did you want fulfilled that made you fight these witches? Well, what should I do? Say. Why aren't you saying anything? Is it something you can't tell people? Is this some kind of trick? I'm not pulling any tricks on you. I felt like I did the right thing. I'm even proud of it. Then say it with confidence. That's right. I didn't do anything wrong. I should be proud to say it. I wanted everyone to take your words seriously. With that wish, I signed a contract and became a magical girl. There, I said it. You'll understand me now, right, Dad? Good heavens. Huh? Why is he shaking? That wish. So everyone takes me seriously when I talk? I wish? That means they didn't all agree with me wholeheartedly and listen to what I had to say then. What? Why does he look like that? They all took you seriously, so they agreed with you. Then let's give this a try. I want to see with my own eyes if you are right. Dad, where are you going? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hear this. I intend to correct my words. It is an outright lie that despair is a detestable evil. It is useless to live with hope. This world is already a living hell. That's right. Abandon all comforting thoughts of hope and live according to your desires. There is no God in this world. Despair is the only thing that can guide us. Why are you spouting this nonsense? No one would listen to that kind of talk, right? Ah, how wonderful. What? There's truth in his words. There is no God in this world. This is absurd. There's no God in this world. Despair is the only thing that can guide us. Why is this happening? That's right. There is no God in this world. Despair is the only thing that can guide us. What is going on? This is not what I wanted it to be. Terrible. This is really terrible. There is no God in this world. Let us live only to our desires. Let despair be our guide. Stop! What I just said was an outright lie. I was lying. That's right. You're lying. Ah! Oh my God. This makes me feel like the devil himself. I didn't mean for this to happen. I just wanted to do it for you, Dad. You did this for me? You can't be serious. Ah, that hurts. Dad, why did you hit me? You tricked me. You're a witch. You're a witch. A witch who deceives the hearts of men. Please, just stop. Witch, 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 witch. You're a witch. You're a witch. You're a witch. Stop! Kyoko's emotionality increased by 100. Obtain Gisela's grief seed. Here we are, it's now evening. The day after we ended up saving our family from Gisela the witch, who had invaded the church and basically controlled everyone in there. After we ended up saving our family with Kyoko, which should have been a joyous occasion because her father ended up finding out her secret, ended up becoming a nightmare. Her father ended up finding out her secret, and that secret was that she made her wish for him and that people would listen to him. Unfortunately, that wish was perverted, and anything that came out of his mouth, people would believe. And he went to go show that to Kyoko. Kyoko was too young and naive to figure out that while her wish was in good intention, it was not done correctly. And it's also not the way that he wanted it. He wanted people to genuinely want to listen to him because he was spouting out something that was new and that made sense with people, resonated with them, made them feel a sense of new hope. In reality, they were just following along because that was part of the wish that she made. And he ended up getting angry, hitting her, and that's where we've left it off. So, our only choice is Kyoko, and we're going to follow along with that story and figure out what's going on. What's the matter, Kyoko? You haven't been exterminating any witches lately. I don't think I care about that. Why so? Don't you feel anything when you see my father? He became a drunk and stopped preaching to people. In the end, the church was abandoned and no one came to visit. Then my dad started raising his hand to my mom. The other day, he almost laid his hand on my sister. My mother and sister live in fear every day of my dad's violence. Damn it, he wasn't that kind of dad before. Not until he heard what I wished for, to become a magical girl. It sounds like you wished for the wrong thing. You signing the contract with me brought a lot of followers to your father. Wasn't that what you really wanted from the bottom of your heart? It is, but... And weren't you so happy when your wish came true? You were so happy to be able to live for someone else. Yeah, I did enjoy the moment. What the hell was I doing, getting so worked up for the sake of others? But in the end, I only made everyone unhappy. All I wanted was for my family to be happy again. You knew this was going to happen, did you? Of course not. All I did was grant your wish. You're right. It's not your fault. I wonder who's to blame. I'm home. Huh? There's blood on the floor. Where did all this come from? Mom? Momo? You're both covered in blood. That's a kitchen knife. Who would do this? Who? Uh, Dad? Ah! 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 What? Kyoko, about today's fight. Why didn't you use your illusion magic? I'm done using that. What? I don't need that power anymore. I've already defeated the familiars, so there's nothing wrong with that. You could have used your illusion magic to avoid taking unnecessary damage. I can beat any enemy by going head-on and smashing them. Kyoko. Ah, right. I'd like to talk more about the future of the fight. Let's stop fighting familiars altogether, and just stick to witches. It's useless fighting familiars when they don't drop grief seeds. I don't want to use more of my magic to hunt down small game. What's the waste? Witches and familiar prey on humans all the same. But it's not like you could save everyone. Kyoko. Whether they get possessed by a witch or not, anyone who wants to die is going to die. Those people. I don't see why I should risk my life to save them. If the familiar eats them, then they'll carry a grief seed, so we can kill two birds with one stone. Kyoko, I understand how you feel, but we can't get that reckless. Huh? What would you know? There's a big difference between losing your family in an accident and having a family die because of you. It's all because of my own magic. That's why I'll never use magic for others ever again. I've decided to use this power only for myself. So I can't fight with you anymore. Our time as a duo is over. See ya. Wait. Don't grab me. Let go. I don't want to. I can never leave you alone. Then I'll go, even if I have to kick your ass. I won't hold back. I hope you can still go at it head on. Don't make me laugh. I don't even have to dodge those weak pellets of yours. Ha! That was... Next time it won't be just a scratch. You'll lose your head. Can't believe I lost. I'm not as committed to this as you are. Thank you for taking care of me. I'm going back to my city. Why? Why do you have to go? Like I said, I'm not going to use my magic for anybody else anymore. But you'll share the greasy with me if something happens, right? I'm not going to be hurt by such kindness. Are you okay with being alone? Can you stand facing that loneliness? It's much better than being at odds with you. Goodbye, Mami Tomoe. Max HP has increased by 10. Max MP has increased by 10. Max Strength has increased by 10. Max Con has increased by 10. Max Vit has increased by 10. Max Dex has increased by 10. Max Agi has increased by 10. My wish destroyed my family. Everyone ended unhappy because I made a selfish wish without knowing the circumstances of others. That's why I swore to myself that I would never use magic for others ever again. I will use all this power only for myself. When you pray for hope, an equal amount of despair is scattered. That's how the balance of the world works, by making those two cancel each other to zero. Why are you telling me all of this? I can't bear to look at you like this. It's like looking at my old self. I can't take it anymore. The feeling of fighting for others will always betray you one day. I don't want to see you heading towards despair. I've done what I could, but you can still be saved. I want you to live your life thinking only of yourself. I don't want you to despair. So, that's why, if you want to, would you like to fight alongside me so we can continue as magical girls? That way, I can help you. I don't mean to brag, but I'm strong. I have a lot that I can teach you. Hey, we can live together. Together we can live the life we deserve. That's kind of funny way to put it. I misunderstood you in so many ways. I apologize for that. I'm sorry. But I can't be part of your group. But why? I don't see anything good in continuing to fight for people anymore. Your feelings are about to be betrayed. Why would you allow this? You said you couldn't stand the sight of me, didn't you? On the other hand, I was more disappointed in you than you were in me. You were? You know what you're doing, right? What? What are you saying? I'm sure you really wanted to fight for others. It was just an unfortunate accident. Your feelings probably haven't changed. I've made up my mind. There may no longer be a reason for me to become a magical girl. But I want to continue to fight for others. You. For you too. You're taking this too far. How can you say that? What about your wish? You can go on living as you have been. I'll fight for others. For your and my sake. You idiot! Don't burden yourself with my own issues. I will never use magic only for myself. Never. Bye. Sayaka, wait. Thanks. I'm glad you asked me to join you. You idiot! You turned down my personal invitation. My chest hurts. That's funny. This is supposed to be a dead body. It's been a long time since I've experienced this feeling of loneliness. Kyoko's emotionality increased by 30. And now we're back in present time, day 16, and I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. That was this playthrough of Madokamagicaportable. That was my only hope left, the Kyoko chapter. And in this playthrough, we saw some pretty dark themes. On one hand, the things that were going well for a little while was that Kyoko's wish had turned out perfectly. People were listening to her father. They were coming by the dozens to come listen to him preach. And she saw nothing wrong with that, especially as she was saving lives behind the scenes. Suddenly, there was an invasion of a witch in her church, and this affected her family. And while the events that happened afterwards were not related to the witch, they're related in the sense that after she'd saved her family, her father ended up figuring out the truth. That Kyoko was a magical girl and that she made this wish specifically for him. Once he figured out that the wish was perverted, he couldn't stand that. So he'd stop preaching because all the words that were coming out of his mouth just made people listen to him like he was some sketchy person. They weren't really listening to him, it was just part of the wish, and he couldn't have that. Seeing as he didn't want to take out his rage and frustration on Kyoko for some reason, he took it out on his wife and other daughter, Momo, and then this ended up leading to them being part of a murder-suicide. And Kyoko changing her mind from wanting to protect people with her magic to rather using it only for herself and abandoning Mami Tomoe, thus weakening their friendship. And we know the rest that happened there. Upon returning back to present time, she made her offer to Sayaka for her to join her and be a magical girl duo. Sayaka, of course, turned this down because, again, their core values don't align. Sayaka's core value is to protect people, and although Kyoko doesn't want that deep down inside, it's still who she is, that she chose being a magical girl to protect people. Sayaka's rejection, of course, hurt, and what will come of that, who knows? That'll be something for the next video. So, until then, thanks everybody for watching.